Greetings, my friends. I hope this finds you well today. There's a lot going on in the world and in our country, particularly. And I must say that I find myself in a lot of emotion given the situation, of course, the pandemic and all of the struggles with that, but then particularly what's happening in Portland. And I think we're all in that state of uh-oh, and what do I do in that? And then I was talking with some dear ones the other day, and we asked each other, what gives you hope? Because we're in a situation, and I've been reflecting on that question, what gives me hope during these times? And one of my friends said, the people. And I think that's true for me as well. What gives me hope is that they're the people and that there are good people and there are righteous people and there are people who are standing up with their voices. And at the end of the day, I believe that, you know, um, good wins, I know for better, lack of a better word, but that for each of us in our human condition, we have the capacity for goodness and for compassion, and we have the capacity to widen our perspective, and we have a capacity for generosity and to help others. And that gives me hope, and that because the universal law is that all things change, that gives me hope. And that everyone that I know is doing what they can to help in some way. And that's why I'm here to try and support myself and you in coming home to some peace and ease that is our natural place of being, really. And and I know that I find myself listening to teachers and listening for the wisdom, and I keep being reminded that we are all made of, the unnameable, right? Love itself, the stars, everything in the universe. We are all made of the same, and that it allows me to grow bigger, to not just think about me, myself, and I, but to recognize that just like me, others feel the 10,000 joys and woes, just like me. The trees are just like me, and the animals and all creatures, and that, we are all in this to care for each other. And so that gives me hope. And so today, I just happy to share practice with you because I know that just simply coming into practice makes a difference. We open with the body, we open with breath, we calm or train the mind, really, because the mind does its thing. And so we keep coming home. So thanks for being with me. And right where you are, if you would take a look at how your legs are crossed and then uncross them and cross them the other way. And then if you're sitting at the edge of something because it supports your gentle lifting, sit at the edge and then find the place where the sitting bones let you ground. You might rock forward and back a little bit, but then find the place in the center. And just even press down through those sitting bones. And you might notice how your pelvis feels a little more stable. Your spine can gently grow. The hands can rest on your lap, up or down, on your legs or in your lap. And it doesn't have to take long to take a few breaths right here and now. Feel where you are in this body and mind and heart. And we recognize that these are all changing states. Mm. And then let us take a few moments to touch into that place that is awake and whole and infinite, connected to everyone and everything. And let us take refuge there. So if you like, you can repeat these words to yourself. So from now until I fully awaken, I vow to take refuge in loving awareness, my true home. And then touch into that place of loving awareness. Awareness is aware of everything. It invites us to grow into the bigness that we are. But remembering that we forget, we stumble. I vow to take refuge in the path of awareness, the road that leads me home. And so that's why we're here together, to walk the path, the practices and teachings that help us to have an experience of home. And I vow to take refuge in the Sangha, my teachers, my friends, my spiritual family, those who aspire to live awake and free. And as we think about all the beings that support us and inspire us, we recognize just like me, just like me, just like me. And so that the heart of compassion and connection grows bigger and bigger, opens more and more. Even to feel the brokenness at times, just like me. Mm. And then a willingness to cultivate the awakened heart, the bodhicitta. So from now until all beings are experienced as liberation, I vow to bring benefit and happiness to all, omitting none. I love having that because it sets my motivation and my intention for how I want to live. And of course, I have a mind that does what it does, a heart that feels what it feels. But I can create a little space, hopefully. I blow it many times, just like you. But then I recall, I vow to bring benefit to everyone. Mm. So take a moment here for your own motivation. Mm. And for a few moments, let us rest in that spacious knowing. Assume the natural peace and ease that is the body mind's natural peace and ease. And stay that way. And the instruction is only pay attention to that which takes you away from that natural peace and ease. And when you notice the mind or the heart has wandered, the body, you just notice that. You take a breath and with so much kindness, call it back to the natural peace and ease that you are. You can always rest with the natural rising and falling of breath. that will take you home. And whatsoever arises, there is a willingness to meet yourself with a kindness. Because we can choose kindness again and again for ourselves and others. So just take a breath and relax what you can. So allow the sound of the bell and any other sounds to come into your awareness. Notice what's happening now, right here, right now. The inner experience. Mm. And if you'd like, join me. Let's chant the sound of Om, and we'll chant it 3 times. So please, taking in a breath. Hari Om Shanti. And bringing your hands to your own heart. Jai Bhagwan, everyone. Mm. So right where you are, if you would, as you inhale, let the arms lift up. And as you exhale, just energetically feel the energy pressing down to ground. And again, as you inhale, circle the arms. The breath fills all the way down to the abdomen. And as you exhale, relax as the energy grounds down. And at the end of the breath, just gently draw the navel back. And then as you inhale one last time, empty the breath fully, grounded. At the end of the breath, draw the navel back, Uddiyana Bandha for a moment. Breath out. And then let the breath come in and out quite naturally. Mm. And once again, as you inhale, just gently, you feel the breath filling you. Actually, just feel it filling all the way down to the abdomen. And as you exhale, hinge and walk the hands forward a little bit. Find your place to stay, and we'll stay for about 3 minutes in a yin way. And let your breath be long and silky smooth. Now you may be resting on your hands, but keep a little press either in your hands or just setting the sitting bones to the earth to keep grounded. Some of you might like to come down onto your elbows. And once again, watch the breath and let it grow long and silky smooth. At some point, if you like, gently let the spine round without a collapse, but it just naturally rounds. And then feel the rhythm of your breath. And notice on the exhale, you can squeeze the breath out a little bit and gently draw the abdomen back and hold the breath out for a few counts. And then as you inhale, you fill the breath. And as you exhale, you empty fully. And on the exhale, let it be a relaxation. Now be careful not to be falling off of your ground, right? So there's that little gentle press, whether it's the elbows or your hands are pressing the sitting bones down. A little stabilization in the pelvis, but very yin-like so that all of the energetic meridians around the outside of your legs, the gallbladder and inner liver, the back body, the bladder meridian, and a willingness to be here. You know, the summer season, there's an imbalance that happens because it's the season of fire. It's warm. And so we don't want to overdo. We certainly want to be active, but not overdo. So it takes paying attention and it takes staying grounded. And paying attention to where we may feel off balance. What do we need to do to come back to balance and to center? Take one more breath here. Let the exhale be empty and gently draw the abdomen back. Be with the external kumbhaka. And then as you inhale, lengthen the spine just gently and walk your hands over to the right leg and the torso over the right belly, over the right leg, your belly over the right leg. And you'll feel there's a little twist and a side lengthening. And again, keep grounding in the hips. And again, you can round if that works. You can have something to support the elbows if you like. If you need blocks, you can bring those under your elbows. And now scan around in the body and see if there's any unnecessary tension. And relax what you can. And as usual, allow the breath to be long and silky smooth. As space opens, you might twist a little more or let go down a little further. The twisting is so nourishing for the inner organs. The willingness to stay invites your whole being there, and we get to meet up with the challenges, right? The states of mind. But there are the qualities that we cultivate, a wider perspective and humility and humor and acceptance. This is the way it is. And we have so many wonderful ways to take care of our health, the health of the body and the health of the mind and the heart. And so combining our practice, our Hatha Yoga practice, with the hearing of teachings, it invites us into the inquiry, the deep experience, the interconnection of what it is in body, mind, and heart, and the interconnection and interdependence of our lives with all living beings. So take a few more long breaths here. And again on the exhale, empty and gently draw the abdomen back. Hold the breath out at a count of 3. And then you take that long breath in. Pause at the top also for 3, the sustaining of breath. And then do that 1 or 2 more times in that way. And then to release, walk the torso back to the center. Pause there for a moment. And then keeping your ground, walk over to the other leg. For most of you, it'll be the left leg. If you need those blocks, you can use those. It's a nice too. Find the place that is just right for you today here. Again, let the companion of breath be there to support you. And notice if you're falling forward off of your sitting bones, just gently ground down through the sitting bones. The elbows or hands can gently support the gentle pressing back. The back can gently round. Relaxed, especially on the exhale. And just simply willing to stay reveals everything. Places we love, places that we don't, places we run from. So if we can just open the window just a little bit and be willing to feel it all. Maintain an awareness of the preciousness of this human life. Recognize that all conditions arise and pass. That law of impermanence, all conditions including this life. Recalling that whatever I do, whether virtuous or not, has a result. That law of karma. that, we create our life with our minds, that much of our life is a mental construct. And so why not choose love instead of fear? You can see the fear and feel it, but no, that's not who you are. And remember that suffering ensues when I do not recognize my boundless nature. It really says it. And then I'm focused on self-importance, caught up in thinking how I or another are good or bad. And so we grow bigger. Mm. And we focus on what we know are wholesome states, not pushing away, but choosing, feeling everything fully. Take another breath here to release. Just lengthen a little with your hands to the floor. Walk back to the center. This time, walk your hands out in front of you. Let your torso fold down. Reach out. Stretch from side to side a little bit. Hmm. And then bring your hands to the earth and roll your spine up and come back up to sitting. Hmm. Pause for a moment there. Hmm. And then bring your hands behind you. Fingertips can be towards the buttocks or pressed away. And then roll the shoulders back, press down and lift the heart up. Take some breaths here. Keep the neck long at this point instead of just plunking back, which can collapse the heart. Keep the shoulder blades back and lift the heart. Breathe here. And if there's a place that feels tight in the heart, bring some breath and love there. If it works, the head can gently lengthen, and the head might plunk back a little bit. And then open the mouth and stretch the tongue. And release the jaw. Press the hands down, roll the spine up. Head last. Pause for a moment and feel that. And then with your hands on your knees or your thighs, take a breath, and as you exhale, gently round the spine and tuck your chin. As you inhale, roll forward on your sitting bones, arc and lift the heart. And as you exhale, round it. Do that a few times, just arcing and rounding, moving with breath and fluid. And the next time your heart lifts up, stay there a breath or two. And as your next exhale again, round. Stay there a breath or two. And then roll it back up to the center. And then begin to circle the spine, circle the torso. And the circles get bigger. It's like you're clearing out from the inside. And as you do this, see if you can stay on the sitting bones. Try not to wobble off of them so that there's a good sense of earth and steadiness. And then find a little place to turn around with that. Circle the other direction. And then bring that back up to the center and pause for a moment. And then take a breath in. And as you exhale, turn over towards the right leg and twist, press into your left hand and over the leg. As you inhale, come forward, up. And as you exhale, twist the other way. So now do that a few times. Feel the rhythmic movement and the body twisting and forward folding. Not unlike what we did before, but now taking the breath and movement into it and feeling the fluidity. One more time on each side. And then once again, bring it back up to the center and pause. And then please release. Bring your feet out to standing. And then just begin to let your knees rock a little bit from side to side. You might like to come off of anything you're sitting on so you don't slip off of it. So a nice way to open up the hip sockets. And then bringing it back to the center. And if you can, rock yourself forward into a little squat. And here, open the feet nice and wide. So a nice wide squat, just rock a little bit from side to side. Really getting into the hip sockets. You might notice how your feet turn as you do that a little bit. You compress that knee out. And the next time you come over towards the right foot, gently sitting on your heel, extend the left leg out and reach into it. Your hands might come on either side of the leg. Ease in there, and you can feel what's happening in the back of the leg. Bring your breath and awareness there. And then walk it back to the center. And now shift your weight over to the left foot. Extend the right leg. Come to just about sitting on the left heel. And the heel probably for most of us not on the ground. And then begin to walk over towards the opposite leg. And then once again, walk it to the center. Come back. Bring your feet now back into that wide squat with the feet turned out. That'll let you get into a squat. You might even sink all the way down with your elbows on the inside and press it out a little bit. Take a few breaths there, or if you need, support yourself on the floor or come up a little higher. A willingness to stay for this time. And then bring your hands to the floor, lift your hips up, turn your feet straight, or even press the heels out a little bit. And then let your torso come down. Hands can be on the floor or on your legs, but keep the shoulder blades, the shoulder collarbones, gently spread as the torso comes down so that the chest is not collapsed, right? And then let the head go and shake the head out a little bit. And then release that head. Bring your hands onto the legs, lengthen your spine halfway, and then walk your hands up your legs and rise up to standing for a moment. Bring one hand on the abdomen and one on the heart. Feel what's happening here. Soften the knees and let the energy take you back to the earth. And if you have a tie or a scarf or shawl near you, have it in within reach, okay? And then please turn your feet out. So your feet are about a leg's distance apart. Get grounded. And I do that by energizing right from the very center out through the feet. And it also feels as if the inner legs are hugging towards each other. You might feel that and feel the stability that that could create. And then gently invite the spine to lengthen. And then inhale the arms up. And as you exhale again, just soften the knees a little. Bring the energy down. Once again, inhale the arms up. Exhale down. And this time as you inhale, bring the arms out in front. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart and squat down. And then once again, inhale it up. Arms overhead and sweep it around this time. Let's try that series again. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale. Gently energy down, soft knees. And again, inhale this time the arms overhead. Press the palms up. And this time as you exhale, bring the hands in prayer. Spread the elbows and squat down. As you inhale, spread the arms. As you exhale, bend the elbows. And then inhale, straighten. And as you exhale again, come down into this victory squat. Once again. And pause there. You might like to close your eyes. Breathe here. And if you can, you sink a little bit more. Maybe rock a little from side to side. Stay present for sensations, mind fluctuations. Choose love again and again. One more breath. And then as you inhale, release and stretch it out. Release the arms down. Once again, pause and feel what's happening. And then once again, turn the feet towards each other. And if you have a tie, have it handy. For some of us, we won't need the tie, but it's good to have it here. So as you inhale, stretch the arms out. As you exhale, sweep them around the back and either interlace your fingers and stretch the arms back, or take your tie. It gives you a little more space, and then reach out. Let the chest expand a little bit. So you reach out through the hands and lift them up a little bit without collapsing the heart space. That's your cue, right? With soft knees, take a breath, elongate, and as you exhale, hinge at the hips and let the heart come through. And gradually you lengthen the legs. But if you stay here a little bit, it's a wonderful inversion pose. It's a sense of bowing our head below our heart. Symbolically, offering up what no longer serves us in our minds and letting our hearts be the highest. And then scan around in the body, and if there's tension, you take breath. And invite the breath to be smooth. Press down through the feet to feel your ground. Notice the shift that might make for you. Hmm. The next breath or two to release. The knees can be soft. You can either roll up or use your hands to help you lengthen back up. Release your tie, release your hands. And as you do, your hands might just feel like they float a little bit, and take a moment to feel into that energy. Let the body respond in a most organic way. Hmm. And then find a way to bring your feet towards each other. Just stand for a moment. Grounded on this earth. Perhaps bring your hands to prayer. A pose of reverence. And then inhale. Come to the front of your space. I'm sorry about that. Come to the front of your space. Take your mountain. And then inhale. Sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, hinge. Bring your hands on either side of the feet, fingertips in line with your toes. And then inhale, take your right foot back for high lunge for a moment. And then drop the right knee. Release the toes, sink in. Bring your hands on the knee as you inhale, rise up, lift the heart. If you like, you might. And then inhale the arms up and over, back over the leg. Hands on the floor, tuck the back toe. Take your left foot back into plank pose. If you like, be on your knees. Pause there a moment. And either come down into chaturanga or knees, chest, chin to the floor. And then sweep along into an easy cobra. Slide the sacrum down, press down and lift the heart. And then tuck the toes, press and lift up and back into your downward dog. Draw the shoulders back, press through. Take a few breaths in downward facing dog. As you next inhale, release the right foot and sweep it forward. Even if you have to drag it forward, it's okay. First, come up into a high lunge. And then a low lunge. Bring your hands on the leg. Inhale up. And then release it down. Tuck the back toe. Bring the weight forward onto the front foot. Bring your left foot up. Dangle down. Soften the knees. Sweep the arms out. Rise up. Bring it back to the heart. And pause there. As we flowed through one round of Surya Namaskar, without overdoing, we can still be active, awaken the Agni, the inner fire, without it burning us up. And then please open your eyes, soften your knees, bring your hands down, come down to sitting. And either sit on the edge of a blanket or cushion if you like, and take your left foot under and your right foot over. Now it's also fine to do this with your left leg extended. We're going to do just a gentle little twist here. So with your left hand on your right knee, as you inhale, take your right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen as you exhale, just twisting slowly, belly and then ribs and chest to the right. And feel yourself moving in, breath by breath. We've done a number of twists in different ways. It really does nourish the inner organs, keep for a healthy system. And then wring it out a little bit, last breath. And then as you inhale, lift the back arm. Exhale, unwind. And then lean back and undo that leg and go the other way. So the bottom leg can be straight or bent under. Both sitting bones down. Take your hand on that leg. So with your right hand on your left leg and your left hand behind you, I'm not exactly mirroring you, so I might be going opposite. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, begin twisting. I'm twisting to the left. Breath by breath. Climb your way in. And then just find a place that you can stay for a little bit. What if you just made it easy? Maybe you just hold on to the knee and find your twist and breathe with it and relax with it. And just feel all that's here. The great gift of being human is to feel this precious life. We don't have to make it more. We don't have to catastrophize. But we feel it. And we watch it from that place of loving awareness. We hold it with a tenderness. If there's space, we can go a little further. If it's too much, we back off a little bit. Whatever is here, we can hold like a precious child. And take these last few breaths and see where the body might like to go to. Even as you're there, any of those little micro movements. And then gently release. Close your eyes as you release, just to be so attentive. And when you come to the center, release the legs. Perhaps you just let your body come back down onto the earth. Rolling down to the earth. Pausing there for a moment. And then asking if there's anything that's needed before we come to rest for this to feel complete in the body. Complete in your being. Might be a simple rocking of the knees, or perhaps a rolling up into some kind of a shoulder stand or a gentle twist, or something else. Maybe the knees just draw in. Just follow this energy that we've awakened. You don't have to know what's coming next. You don't have to know how long you're staying. You just ride it out. There's a wisdom just guiding you. calling you home, really. Mm. In these last few moments, ask if there's anything still needed, and then respond as you need to, as you're being called to. Mm. And then find your way to the earth to take rest. And as you take rest, if you like something under your knees that's quite acceptable, let the neck be long and the shoulders down. Your hands can be palms up or down on the earth, or the hands can be palms down right on your belly. Hmm. And then take 3 to 5 just letting go breaths, which means on the exhale, just let go. Maybe a little sigh. Open the mouth and just let a breath go. With an intention for any unnecessary tensions to let go to the earth. Just let go. Mm. And then simply allow your breath to find a natural rhythm and relax. Mm. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiyamamritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiyamamritat Swaha. Om. allowing everything to soften and expand as wide as the world. So allow the sound of the bell and my voice to invite awareness back. Hmm. And gradually invite a little movement back as the breath deepens. The breath naturally inviting that movement into the body. Begin to invite a little organic movement. Excuse me. Until you can draw your knees in and roll to one side. Hmm. And then gradually pressing on up to sitting. And find your seat on the edge of your cushion or your blanket. If those of you like to journal after, you might like to have your pen and paper near you. And then just find your seat that feels steady and comfortable, grounded and alert without struggling to be held. If you just touch into the earth, feel how that naturally invites the body into its natural seat, steady. And notice how you feel in this body and mind and in this heart, the energy you are. We're going to do a new breath. It's called Chitali. Some do it with the tongue curled, but many of us can't curl the tongue, so we're going to do it through the teeth. So the lips gently part, and you breathe in through the teeth. And you slowly hold at the top for a moment, and slowly exhale through the nose. Again, you breathe in through the teeth, hold at the top, slowly exhale through the nose. And do that 3 more times on your own. At the top again, you hold for a while. As you exhale the breath, you might naturally feel the holding out, and you can draw the abdomen back like we did earlier, the Uddiyana Bandha on the exhale, drawing the navel back. Last breath, breathing through the teeth. The sustaining the breath at the top and the bottom. And then allow your breath to come into a natural rhythm. That Chitali is a wonderful cooling breath, particularly this time of year, summer. So you might make that as part of your practice as well. Take a few moments to reflect on today's practice, how you felt as you came in and moving through it. And notice any highlights or insights. And then if you would please drop in even a little bit deeper. Drop into that place of knowing, of love itself, wisdom. And as you rest there in that boundless state, receive your wisdom for today. Given all that's happened here and given my life and the world, what is it I need to remember as I step back into my day? And then listen as this voice speaks to you. It begins by saying, "This is what I have to say to you." And if you're journaling, you could write at the top of your page, or just simply think it and then listen inwardly. This is what I have to say to you. This is what you need to know. And then if a phrase really calls your heart, repeat it to yourself like a mantra until you are filled with the energy of that phrase. And then as your body fills with that blessing, take a breath, and as you exhale, send that energy and blessing out to everyone and everything everywhere. And in this way, we say thank you, gratitude to all of the teachings and my teachers and all who have helped me on this path. I now dedicate, in this way we send out, I dedicate the merit of this practice and all of my virtuous actions to the benefit and awakening of all beings everywhere, without one exception. And as you bring your hands in prayer, this blessing, may all beings know happiness and the root of happiness. May all beings be free of suffering and the root of suffering. May this reach to touch all hearts, all beings without one exception. And if you'd like, join me with our mantra, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Begin with the sound of Om. Om. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May peace prevail. Mm. Jai Bhagwan, namaste. Namaste safe. Namaste home. Namaste in your heart and love. So, blessings to you, my dear friends. May you take care of yourself, and may we take care of each other. I know that gives me hope. So, my heart is with you. Blessings to you.